one of the things I want to touch base on that is a huge part to me of a natural living lifestyle is how I think and how I process. I think that is one thing that has really changed a lot for me in the past couple years, and more so even in like the last 6 months to a year. It's just the Lord showing me the power of my thoughts, and that I can really change the world around me by how I'm thinking. And it's so spiritual, and it's not something that you can just say, here's X, Y, Z, and you're going to get the results you want. But even just in thought patterns of setting goals in my head, or thinking positive thoughts about a situation that may not be positive, or specifically giving something to the Lord, and in my mind not allowing myself to dwell on it, but to really offer my thoughts to Him and allow Him to hold them captive, so that I'm not running away with something that I don't need to run away with, whether it's worry or stress or fear. I think those are the things that trap especially women. So some of the things that I do is writing out positive statements, so things that I see in myself or that I want to see in myself. So, those days where you're really not feeling like an awesome mom, that you can say, I am an awesome mom, because your brain hears what comes out of your mouth. And when you speak those things into existence, then your brain believes it and it begins to function like that's truth. So I don't know the exact numbers because I didn't do any of my hardcore research before I'm taping this, but I want to say it's like 92, 95% of your actions come from your subconscious. So it's not things that you're actively thinking about, but it's things that have been ingrained in you, or thought patterns that you've had for so long that you don't even realize you're having them anymore. And so as we actively change the thoughts that we are aware of, it begins to subconsciously change things in our mind. And so that's why it's so important that we take captive thoughts that are not positive, and we submit those to the Lord, and we offer them to Him to help us learn how to have thoughts that are more positive. So it's such a neat thing. I would recommend Dr. Carolyn Leaf. Has really helped me understand that more. And then also I've been reading books from Hannah Hurnard, and she was a missionary in maybe the 40s, and she wrote some amazing books like Hind's Feet in High Places, but she has a few other books basically on your thought patterns, and they've really just helped me to be more creative in my thinking and to allow myself to dream more. I'm so much more of a dreamer than I used to be, because I was just hardcore, like I'm going to work hard and I'm going to get stuff done, and I'm not going to dream about what the future has. I'm just going to work for right now. And I think there's a place for both. Like, you dream about the future, but with that you also do those small steps now so that you can get there in the future, and you're not just hoping that it happens, but you're taking those small steps daily to make it happen. And that starts in your brain. One example I thought about was the fact that I always wanted to be a mom. Like, even as a young girl, that was like one of my biggest desires, was to be a wife and to be a mom. And I knew it was going to happen. And even as I was in my mid-20s and I hadn't met Clay yet, it still was I never worried about it, because I just knew it was going to happen. And so it was like the thought was there, in the subconscious it was there, even if I wasn't actively thinking about it every day. And it came to pass, and the Lord brought that desire to me, and not because of anything that I did, but just because He is faithful and He gives us the desires of our heart. And so we can shape those desires by our thought process. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I'm just trying to take a huge piece of information that I've been learning and still learning about, and trying to condense it into a few minutes. But I love this topic. If you're interested, we don't even have to talk essential oils. I love to talk about this, and just would love to hear your thoughts on it. And maybe I can learn something from you and you can learn something from me. But it's just so important in your natural lifestyle that you begin to shift your thoughts towards, whether it's toxins or whether it's towards things that maybe you're allowing in your home, and processing it towards a cleaner, more natural lifestyle, because as you shift your thoughts, your actions will follow naturally.